Hi everyone, welcome back to Cody's Lab. As you can see, I'm finally back inside the mine. In this episode, I'm going to be going through and shoring this up on this outer areas, where this loose dirt is, to make sure that it's not going to collapse in on me. Right now, I'm actually brought a tape measure so I can measure this, to measure how much wood I'm actually going to need. Looks like right about 4 feet across there, like maybe 47 inches. I could always dig the walls out a little bit. The height from floor to ceiling, that's looking like right about 5 feet 7 inches, which is a little bit too short for me. As you can see, I can't quite stand up all the way. So I may go ahead and dig the ceiling out a little bit and make it around 6 feet. This distance from here to the outside, I've already measured, and that comes up to about 18 feet. Before I leave to go get the wood, I thought I'd show you my little makeshift tripod here, which is basically a log that I put between the walls there. I thought that was pretty clever. Alright, well, I'm going to go get the wood. It'll probably be another day or two before I come back here. For you guys, it should be instantaneous. So I got the first load of lumber here. As you can see, the cows and horse are just on the hill above me. And these things right here will hold a lot of weight. Let's say they hold 5. 12 of these 6-foot uprights ought to be able to support that mine, don't you think? Let's go wedge them in there and see how they look. So this first one, I'm going to put it on the outside of the mine. Looks like probably a little bit farther in there. So basically right underneath of this. I think it'd be a good spot to start with. Let me get my shovel and dig it out a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just chipping away at the material. I can get these logs to fit. Looks like he's good about there. Alright, that looks like right about it. As you can see, it's taller than me, which is good. Alright, I think that's good. Tightened it up a little bit, put a little bit of dirt, stuff underneath of these so they rose them up a little bit. So it'll be nice and tight. See, much tighter now. I will be coming in later. Basically the next time I go back down to the house, I'm going to cut some shims. Basically wedges of wood that I can drive up underneath of here and there. Just to make it even tighter. I'm going to take a 2x4, put it right up here in this corner, and nail it in. And that'll act as a key to lock it in place. And that'll also make it so easy to remove. Because the idea is, miners are doing this. The idea was to mine the hole, and then when they're done, if they didn't find any minerals, they can just knock out the timbers, basically take the timbers to another mine, and then let the mine collapse. So that's why abandoned mines are so dangerous. Alright, it's out. Whew. Hit a bit of a problem. Bottom of this right here is solid rock, which means in order to dig this out, it's going to be a little bit of work. Putting a hole in there and then blasting it would be really useful. Some interesting looking calcite veins in that rock. My hammer broke. Alright. Look at that. Hit me a piece of flint. See, there it is right there. I think I would call that chert, but chert, flint, same thing. They're both anamorphous quartz. Yeah, there it is. You know, this is actually an indicator that you might be finding some precious minerals. So it's probably why they dug the hole here, actually. You hear it? You, Gordon? Yeah. Hear those sirens that just started? What time was it, Kenyon?
4:02.
4:02. So those sirens in Twilla County, they start at exactly 4 o'clock on Wednesday, which kind of tells you what time it is now, I guess. So there's a test. They test it weekly at 4 o'clock on Wednesday. Now we started to hear the sirens at 4:02. In town, we'd hear them at exactly 4 o'clock. We used to set our clocks to it. That means it's taken 2 minutes for the sound of it to reach us. Isn't that cool? Now you can still hear the echoes. Probably not on the camera, but you can still hear the echoes through the canyon as the sound bounces off the far mountains. It's just getting to us now. It'll probably be echoing around for about 5 more minutes. I just thought that was cool. Easier if I had a handle on this thing. It's not perfect, but it'll do. So I've got some extra pieces of wood. I guess it's time to nail them in. So just like this. There it is. I also put a nail in there. Now I'm putting in the 2x4 cross braces. Alright, that's it. I'll do the other side, and those two will be done. Alright, so since I had so much trouble picking at the rock the first time, I decided to bring up my little hammer drill and put some holes in this so we can blast it. Right there. Alright, there's the first hole. Load that with powder, and that should knock this chunk of rock right here, right out of there. It's not going to move very much. Black powder usually never does. You can usually only move about a foot of rock at a time with a hole this size. Alright, here's another one. So here's the hole, and here's the black powder. Let's go ahead and load in a little bit. As you can see, I've got the hole primed with some very fine black powder. And I just broke my fuse, didn't I? You can see the fuse is just a little wire filament right there, which just gets hot when the electricity goes through it, and that'll ignite the powder. So, let's stick that down in the hole. Just like that. It'd be nice if it went in a little bit deeper, actually, but now, top that with some clay, which I have right here. I'll provide a little bit of a tamper to provide a little bit extra pressure so that the powder explodes rather than just burns quickly. And there we go. Here's the second hole that I drilled. Looks like I got this one set up a little bit better because the fuse is farther in there and I can get more clay in the hole. See, that'll have more pressure to build up, and this probably move more rock here. So I expect this hole will be bigger than that one. Alright, let's wire them up. So here's some blasting wire, which is basically just some copper wire that has a thin coating on it, just like any other shielded copper wire. But this stuff is just really cheap, thin, because it's designed to be destroyed during the explosion. Alright, now I hook these up to the blasting caps. Now I like to put a little bit of electrical tape on there, just to keep it from shorting out. Alright, another red wire. Alright, that's it. Now we hook this up to my blasting cable, and they're ready to go. Alright, so I dug up my grandpa's old blasting generator, literally, but I cleaned it up and it still works. So I got the wires hooked up. These have been hooked up to those blasting caps. Let's charge it, and boom, and boom. Very nice. Oh, I can hear the echo. See, this thing basically creates a 6-volt electric charge. It's like an electric motor in there, which is gear reduced. And there's a gear here, so that it spins up an electric motor, creating a 6-volt electric charge, which runs through these wires and basically lights those fuses up like a light bulb, which ignites the powder. I like to push it one more time, just to be sure. Let's go check it out. So it looks like I've got 2 holes. Both charges went off. As predicted, this one's moved a little bit more dirt. But I think I can get a post in here. Let's have a look at this. Oh yeah, look how much it pulverized it. Yeah, I think I can put a post right there. Excellent. And as for this one, looks like a lot of material's moved. Very nice. Be able to put the post right there. Good. So you can see the black powder doesn't really move a whole lot, especially with that little tiny 1/2-inch hole. But that's exactly what I needed, and that would have took me a long time using a hammer. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this episode, because, well, it's getting kind of late in the day and we gotta go. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.